Hey guys! So I'm back with another tutorial. Today I wanted to play with the new Sephora Pro palettes. I just got them in yesterday and I'm so excited to try them. I did get all 3 palettes. So for those of you who don't know, it comes in the Cool palette, so it has all cool tones. It also comes in the Editorial palette, which comes with a lot of colorful colors, which I'm super excited to play with. And then we also have the Warm palette. So the Warm palette will have obviously warmer tones. I feel like almost every brand has some sort of warm palette. So I will show a couple clips where you can see them up close. They're super pretty. I love them. I haven't even swatched them, so I figured I would get on camera while I get ready today. So like I said, I would show you guys, this is the Sephora Pro, and this is the Editorial palette. So very colorful shades. We have some shimmers, we have some mattes, we even look like we have some metallic and glitter shimmers. And the next palette we have is a Sephora Pro Warm palette. So in this one we have all of the warm shades. We have beautiful oranges, we have cranberries, we have golds and pinks. We have some really nice nude shades. You have a black matte right here as well. Very beautiful. And last but not least, we have the Sephora Pro Cool Tone palette. And this one is the one that we're going to be working from today. It has some berries, some purples, some taupey blues. This color right here is so pretty. It's almost like a duochrome. So this is the palette I think that I'm going to use today. I also picked up the Sephora Make No Mistake Foundation and Concealer Stick. I got it in 2 shades. I got it in shade number 1 called Driftwood and shade number 3, which is Beechwood. So I wanted to just try out a couple new things, just get ready with you, and let's just see how today goes. So the first thing I always do is prime my eyes, and I'm going to be using the Smashbox Cosmetics, the 24-hour shadow primer. I'm going to be using this guy, and I just take a teeny amount, and I am just going to run this from my lash line, and I actually take it through my brow as well. This makes it easier when I go in with brow products to make it last a lot longer. And I take a little bit right underneath the lashes too, because this will seal it all in and make it waterproof. I don't ever have to worry about my brows disappearing halfway through the day, because we know that's not a cute look. So I think I'm gonna go in with, actually let me pull my hair back so that we don't have to worry about my hair the entire time we're doing this. Cool Tone palette. This is called Cool palette. I'm gonna go in with this guy today, I think. So this is what it looks like. It's very cool toned. They look so beautiful. Again, I just got these palettes yesterday, so I haven't even swatched them, as you can see. But I love that they have a mixture of textures, so that you do see some shimmer, some mattes. You almost see like some of them have a little bit of glitter in them too. So I like that you do get multiple textures. I think that's really important when you're looking at bigger palettes. So I'm just going to go in. I threw away the little sleeves. There is a sleeve that goes right over the top of this that protects the mirror from getting dirty. And it does actually have the names of each of the colors, but I actually threw them all away. So sorry about that. But I'm actually just going to go in with this light kind of bone shade, and I'm just going to put this all over my lid just because we did put that primer on and it will be pretty tacky, and I don't want it to be harder for me to blend out when I get 2 more colors. So I'm just taking a flat eyeshadow brush and just taking that to set. It's really pretty. It's really pigmented too. I've heard really great things about these palettes, and I was so excited to get them. I was like, which one am I going to get? And then I was like, you know what? If I'm going to get one, you might as well just get all 3. Especially for all the shoots that I do. I do lots of bridal work as well, so I know that I'll get good use out of these. Plus I figured it would be something new to try since I really haven't bought any new palettes lately. That's really pretty though, it's really pigmented. So I'm gonna switch to a crease brush, and I'm actually using the Morphe 573. It's one of my favorite crease brushes. It's nice and fluffy. And I'm going to go in with this shade. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. Just taking that on my crease brush. There is actually quite a bit of kick up when you like dip into the palette. So if that bothers you, you might not like this one. But that's just speaking for just the Cool palette because it's the only one I've used so far. So I'm actually just running this in my upper crease. I don't really have an exact idea of the look that I want to do today, so I'm kind of just going with the flow. But I'm just taking that color from outer edges to the inner corner and really just keeping that really in my upper crease. It seems to be going on really smooth. It's not patchy. The color is really beautiful. Kick up when you like dip into the palette, it never really bothers me. My Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette does that. And honestly, that palette is one of my all-time favorite palettes. Like, I love the colors, the formulation, the pigmentation. I love everything about that palette. So that one has similar texture to this one. So switching to another brush. This is the Morphe M433. And I'm actually going to go in with this light, this color right here. It's kind of like a lilac shade, but I don't think it's picking up in the camera. But it's more on the purpley side. So again, I'm just picking up that color, tapping off the excess, because when I dip in, I am getting a lot of fallout. And this one I'm going to keep in my crease. And again, I'm bringing it from the outer edges to the inner corner. I really like these colors though. They are going on really smoothly. Same thing on the other eye. I'm going back with that first brush that we used, and with no additional product, I'm literally just going to buff these two shades together, just so I'm not seeing any harsh lines or edges. Yeah, so far they're blending out really beautifully. I really enjoyed it. I'm actually going to go in with this shade right on the bottom here, the bottom of the palette. This color right here. It almost looks like it has a little bit of blue reflex in it, but it is more of a purpley color. Let's just swatch it really quick. Here's the swatch here. So it is more on the purpley pink shade, and when you look up close or when it hits certain lighting, it does kind of have like a blue hue to it. I think it will look pretty. So I'm actually just going to take this color and I'm just going to pop it all over the lid. Switching to my finger, it might pick up more pigment. Oh yeah, there we go. It picks up a lot of pigment when you use your finger. That color did work better when I used my finger, so I would recommend with this exact color I would use your finger. So again, I'm just going to press it right over the lid, bringing it up towards the crease color so we can kind of blend them so it looks really even and smooth. But the color is beautiful. Again, I am getting fallout, but for me, when I get fallout, it doesn't ever really bother me because for me, I always start with my eyes first and then go into the rest of my face. So I know that I can just easily wipe away any fallout that I might get. So that doesn't bother me, but just a tip for you, you might want to start with your eyes before you do the rest of your face. I'm just going to remove the fallout that I have underneath my eyes. Again, no big deal for me because I don't have anything on my face. I'm just taking another crease brush. It's clean, it doesn't have any additional product on it. And I'm just buffing the shades together just so it's all nice and smooth and really seamless. And then I'm going in with my flat shader brush. Just going in with that first shade that we used, that bone shade, and I'm just going to pop this on my brow bone. And I don't really like a shimmery brow bone, so mine is matte, but you can always use a shimmer shade if you would like to. But for me, I don't like a lot of shimmer on my brow. I'm going to go in with the Sephora foundation sticks, and it does say that it's foundation and concealer sticks, so this should be pretty interesting. I know I told you in my last video that when I used the mask, I actually got a little bit of allergic reaction. I'm still kind of fighting the bumps. They are looking a lot better. I still have like blotchiness. It is getting better, but bear with me. So we'll see what this foundation does. So I think for me, I'm going to try shade number 3. Number 1 looks pretty neutral. I do have a little bit of self-tan on still. I don't self-tan my face, so obviously you can tell the color of my face does not match the rest of my body. But once I apply my foundation and the rest of my concealer and everything, it always matches in the end. But I think I'm going to try number 3. So you actually, it looks like you get a ton of product. Wow, you get a lot of product. That is a lot of product. You get 11.6 grams. That seems like a lot of foundation, for a stick foundation at least. So again, I'm going in with shade number 3, and I'm just going to apply it to my skin. It is already prepped, so let's just see how this goes. Okay, we have foundation applied, and you're done. You're good to go. Just kidding. I'm just gonna take a flat brush for my foundation. I'm just gonna blend it out. When I did put it on, it actually did go on really smooth. Wow. So I just started blending out this side of my face, and I'm not sure what kind of finish that this foundation stick claims, but for me, I would say on my skin, it pretty much looks like a natural matte finish. Like, it's not super matte. I also have primer oil applied before I apply the stick foundation, so that might be helping it a little bit just because I am more on the dry side. But honestly, blending that out was so easy. It's really smooth. The color looks really good. I actually really like the color. So I'm just going to finish blending the rest of... And it's not really emphasizing the texture of my skin. You can tell I'm a little dry, but honestly, I've seen way worse in stick foundations. So I like this so far. The color is great. I'd say it's medium coverage. I'm pretty sure medium coverage is what they claim it to be, and I would say it is pretty medium coverage. I'm going to try to build it up just a little bit. Right here on my cheeks, I just want a little bit more coverage right here, and I'm going to get a little bit closer underneath the eyes to test out the fact that it does say concealer. I have one spot down here that I would like extra concealer over. And I'm just going to take it, and I'm actually going to take my brush and kind of stipple it instead of swiping it to blend it out because I want to keep the coverage in these areas. So I'm just taking this and kind of patting it so I don't smear the coverage around my face. That's really nice. It's just because I know with my whole allergic reaction, I don't normally look this dry, but I am showing a little bit of texture through this area. But I think once it sets and I move on, it will kind of blend in with the skin. It did conceal that spot really nicely too. I like it. I do like it so far. Okay, so I'm going to actually move on and I'm just going to set the rest of my face, and I'm just going to be using the Tarte Filtered Light Powder. I'm just going to be using this powder. I'm going to take a little bit in the cap. I just use about that much. I don't use that much at all. I really like to use this duo fiber brush. It is from Real Techniques. If you don't have any of their brushes, honestly, if you're looking for drugstore brushes that are more affordable but perform just as well, if not sometimes better than high-end brushes, I definitely recommend Real Techniques brushes. So I'm just taking a little bit of this and I'm just tapping it over the foundation. I think the best part about this setting powder is it kind of smells like cocoa. Like, it smells like chocolate. Have any of you smelled it? It smells like cocoa or vanilla almost. It has like a sweet smell. I really like it. Probably my favorite part about it. Although it does perform well, it's not one that doesn't work. It does work really well. Moving on to my eyes, I want to add a little bit of definition underneath. So on my lower lash line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that purple shade that we use in the crease. And I'm going to run this along my lower lashes. I'm going to be using this gold shimmer shade right here. And I'm going to pop this right on the inner corners. To top off the purple eye look, I figured I would go in with the Smashbox Violetta eyeliner. And I'm just going to line my waterline with this. And then I'm going to switch to a small definer brush. It's really tiny. I'm going to switch to this, and all I'm going to do with nothing, no product on it, I'm just going to buff out the edges of that liner. Going in with my favorite mascara for the bottom lashes, I'm going to be using the Tarte Cosmetics Gifted mascara, and this is in the color Black Brown. I'm going to fill in my brows using the Anastasia Brow Definer in the color Taupe. So it is actually the one that is kind of shaped like a triangle. This just makes it easier and quicker for me to fill in my brows when I don't want to spend a lot of time filling them in, which is 95% of the time. So I'm just taking the spoolie on one end and I'm just brushing through my brow hairs just to make sure that all the brow hairs are going the same direction. Again, to the other side. Now that my brows are done, I'm going to move on to the rest of my face. So I am just going to bronze, put a little blush on, and some highlighter. You can use anything that you already have at home. I'm just using what works for me. This is a Smashbox bronzer. I'm just going to be warming up my face. For my blush, I'm just going to be using a light coral shade. For my lip liner, I'm going to be using the NYX Cosmetics number 810, and it is in the color Natural. That's what I'm going to be using to line my lips. For lipstick, I'm going to be using MAC Cosmetics Captive. And to set everything in place, I'm going to be using the Tarte Cosmetics Ready Set Radiant Setting Spray. One of my favorite setting sprays. It smells really good. Kind of smells like green tea. So it's really soothing for the skin. I like to also apply this before I apply foundation as well. So I'm just going to spray this all over. And let's be real, I always spray way too much, but is there really such thing as spraying too much? And this is the final look.